How's it going, YouTube? It's your boy JoedaFlamin here, and I'm here to bring you guys a new type piece of content. It's actually going to be a review this time, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to be, just doing Pokemon on this one. It's a straight review because I just got out yesterday of watching Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and I'm here to bring you guys my official review of this movie. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm going to go over with a couple things like plot, characters, sound, music, and just overall what I thought of it. I'm not going to go into spoilers. I'll say that straight up. The only thing I will say that's a spoiler is go watch it. That's as simple as I'm going to say. But let's get into it, guys. First off, the story of it. It's loosely based on Sonic 2 and Sonic 3. We already knew that because we saw at the end of the first movie that Tails was there. We know that Knuckles was going to be in this movie. So we kind of had a feeling of where they were going on the, what's the word I'm thinking about? Inspiration. There's the word, inspiration. That's what they were wondering about, was the inspiration. And they went after Sonic 2 and Sonic 3. Two very good games, I might add. Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 were very good games. Now, I'll be honest, my first experience in Sonic, I did go back to play 1, 2, 3, and Adventure 2. But my first real break at Sonic was Sonic Heroes in 2003. And I'm going to have another video on this topic about what I think future installments in this series will be. If you guys do like this kind of content, by the way. This is just going to be me rambling on and just having fun about it. But overall, with this movie, the plot of it and the inspiration, I thought it was very well oriented. First off, Jim Carrey as frickin' Dr. Robotnik, man. Jim Carrey as Robotnik, phenomenal. If there was ever a person to bring this lunatic villain to the big screen, it's frickin' Jim Carrey, man. The guy is a certified lunatic. He's like Sheldon Cooper, and Sheldon Cooper actually was a supervillain. That's how crazy he is. And he just gets even more crazy. There's a line at the beginning of this movie, from when we know that he got put on the mushroom plane at the end of the first movie. There's a line at the beginning. It is so perfect for Jim Carrey and for Eggman. I loved it. I freaking loved that line. And just the way that he got back to Earth, how he got in, how he tried to base his plan about certain things that happen in the movie. Again, I'm not going to spoil this movie for you guys. The only thing I would say is go and watch it. But plot-wise, inspiration-wise, of Sonic 2 and Sonic 3, I give it an 8. I give it an 8 out of 10. As for the characters in it, first off, we're going to go in order. Now, I'm not going to put the other human characters on there because really, I wasn't too sold on them per se. I wasn't sold on the characters and whatnot on the human side. They basically were in Hawaii. We all saw it. There was a beach wedding or something like that. So I really didn't care too much about their story, but I understood where it tied into the overall story, which again, that's why I gave the plot an 8. Because the inspiration is there, and based on what happens later, I understand why they did it. But going through like the characters, Tom and Maddie, they're good in their own right. Rachel's still a crazy scorned lover and whatnot. And Shamar Moore as her fiance, I really didn't see much about him that was like, why is he in this movie? But I understood. But later, I did understand it, and it actually made perfect sense. As for the main cast, the cast that we cared about, Sonic, Eggman, Tails, and Knuckles. Sonic, first off, Ben Schwartz, he is phenomenal at playing Sonic. Now, we all agree that first design was awful. It was terrible. But to get that redesign, to actually make it look like Sonic, that made it better. That's why the first movie did $300 million, and this one is projected for $60 million in its opening weekend, which I think is supposed to be more than what it was going to be for its original projection. I think it was supposed to be like 45 to 50 million, if I'm not mistaken, domestically in America, but it's going to exceed that by 10 million, and it already exceeded Thursday previews for the first movie by I think like $2 million. Which, for me, that's a positive for a sequel. Especially because most people say, sequels aren't really all that good afterwards, but we all remember Spider-Man 2. Greatest sequel of all time. Don't at me. Unless you're in your 40s and 50s and watch The Godfather Part 2, which my parents watch on a regular. But aside from that, I mean, Sonic is great in this movie, as usual. There is a scene in the third act, because again, you know there's acts in movies. There's a beginning act, a middle act, and an end act. And in the end act, there's a scene with Sonic. It is phenomenal. I loved it. I thought it was really well designed. Hats off to the producers and the entire team for that. I've already said my piece on Eggman or Robotnik, but the dude is... seriously, Jim Carrey is phenomenal at this. If this is his last movie, as we have been rumored that it's supposed to be, I hope it's not. I really hope it's not. At least just get a third. Go to the third, Jim. Please do the third. Let's just get a trilogy out of the way, and then you can retire. Alright? Simple as that. But the two that I was really looking forward to seeing, and the other one I'm going to give his own segment on personally. But first up is Tails. Colleen O'Shaughnessy as Tails ever since they did the newest recasting with, I think it was Sonic Colors, if I'm not mistaken, back in 2010 was when her and Roger Craig Smith were cast as the voices of Tails and Sonic, respectively, in the newer series. I don't know who voices Amy. I don't remember who voices Knuckles in the new series. I don't remember who voices Rouge. I don't remember who voices them. But I know those two are like the top two. And honestly, for Colleen to be the voice of Tails, phenomenal. The inspiration for Tails getting there at the end of the first movie is elaborated in such a way that it's like, okay, now we understand Tails' backstory, why he's here. And it's phenomenal. I liked it a lot. That one scene that you see in the trailer where they go to that bar or whatever and Tails faints, it was hilarious. I laughed. I laughed at the preview for that. I laughed in the theater for it because it was just hilarious. I mean, he's a little kid and he's doing that. Also, they call him Tails throughout the movie. At the end, you do hear the Miles Prowler. So at least you get that sort of belief that they at least allude to his real name, which may be a spoiler, but not really. I don't think it's a spoiler because we all know that his name is Miles Prowler. It's a pun on miles per hour. He's just called Tails because of the extra tail. But aside from that, I mean, they were phenomenal, but I have to get into the real star and what made the characters a 9 out of 10 for me. And that's Idris Elba as Knuckles. When that was released to us, that it was Idris Elba as Knuckles, ladies and gentlemen, I will say this straight up. I freaking laughed. I loved it. I loved it. I was so fired up for Idris Elba as Knuckles because that was a perfect casting for him. And Idris Elba, in this movie, he captures Knuckles in such a way that he might now be the third greatest character in the entire franchise. I mean, we all said it was Sonic, Shadow, Knuckles, or no, Sonic, Shadow, Eggman, and then all the other people and characters. But Idris Elba as Knuckles, guys, when I tell you this guy did phenomenal as it, he really, really, really hit it out of the park. Figuratively and literally. Like, I'm actually really excited for that new series on Paramount Plus. It's supposed to be for Knuckles, because it might just cause me to spend $10 a month and go buy Paramount Plus, because I want to go see this series now. I really loved how he just captured the echidna, the warrior side of Knuckles, what his mindset is. The fight scenes with Knuckles and Sonic, phenomenal. There was a reference to Sonic X, which, in all fairness, is one of the greatest Sonic cartoons ever. There was a scene in there that was a reference. I thought it was great. I loved it. So, I mean, the characters for me got a 9 out of 10. Outright, out the door, 9 out of 10. As for the future of this franchise, I mean, like I said, they got the Knuckles series coming out on Paramount Plus. They confirmed in February a third movie was already in development. I'm not going to say what's happening in the third movie. The last thing I'm going to do is say what's in the third movie to you guys. Because, as I said, this is not a spoiler review. If you want a spoiler review, what the hell? I'll do a like challenge. Give me 25 likes on this. I don't necessarily promote that stuff. You guys know I don't promote that stuff. But if you want to see a spoiler review of Sonic 2 from me, from this 25-year-old master degree Pokemon loving Dumbo, I won't say the other word, even though you know what I would say. Give me 25 likes on this video. Either 25 likes or 300 views. Simple as that. But they already confirmed a third one. I'm looking forward to the future of this franchise. And honestly, if there's one thing that I can say straight up to end this video, it's that we need Jim for the third. He has to be in there. And he's already there's been interviews out there that says that if he does return for a third, he wants the fat suit. He wants to be the real Eggman. Now, he already captures Eggman's craziness. I mean, Eggman has 5 PhDs and an IQ of 300. He's basically an Alakazam in a human's body. But if he wants to have the fat suit, and if that's the only thing that he wants to be part of that third movie, Jeff Fowler, give him the fat suit! Please, give him the fat suit! This movie was great. I give it a easy 8.5 out of 10. And I want to know what you guys saw. If you guys want to see this movie, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you haven't yet, and you just want to see a spoiler-free review, this is your spoiler-free review. I'm going to leave it there, guys. If you want to see a spoiler review, just let me know in the comments below, or give me 25 likes on the video. I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a good one.